Today I'll be building Krispy Kreme, but inside of its Krispy Kreme box. Okay, so for Krispy Kreme, I'm thinking about turning it into a box, but before that, I feel like I should go ahead and form the donuts, because I have this vision where the box is going to be like slightly open, and then of course you'll be able to see the donuts inside, and I want to at least fit 4 donuts on top of it. So I'm thinking we can probably make this probably 6 by 8, bro. And then we'll just grab a flat roof, and theoretically this would be like the bottom part of the box, and then these will be like the donuts, and then the rest, the box here, I would pretty much have to do everything else out of basic shapes. So all I'm doing is just placing like basic cubes around the rim of it, and then I'm gonna take another basic cube and kind of extend this up, and then I'm gonna place another one on top of here, but make this a little bit smaller so that I can tilt it so it looks like it's kind of open. And now I'm just gonna copy this for the rest here. And I'm gonna try lining it up as best as I can. And now I'm just gonna copy another basic cube and transform this for the edge of the box here. And I'm just gonna repeat this on the other side. Now if we look at the photo of the box, you can see that the base of the box is all white, and then what's scattered all over looks like green dots. And what I'm gonna use for the dots is structural beams, but before I do that, I'm gonna place the doors, and I'm probably gonna make the trim of the doors green so it can match the white, red, and green aesthetic that they're going for, as well for the windows. And now we can take these large round rods and then kind of just sprinkle them pretty much around the box to resemble like the dots. Oh my gosh, look how chopped. And there's also some on the trim of the box as well. Now I'm gonna take a transparent cube, and then I'm gonna place the Krispy Kreme logo and then transform this up, and there we have the logo. And then we'll probably place another one here on this side as well. And then for the donut, of course we could do like a glazed donut, like a chocolate donut, and be a blue donut, and this one could be a pink one, chocolate one, and the last one could possibly be, I guess, another blue one. And then we can go back to structurals and then these rods all over them to pretend that they're sprinkles. Why do these look like cookies? I don't like it. Maybe if we place the sphere. Are you serious right now? And then what if we make this go down? Make this white. Is that dumb? Or does that look more like it's a donut? I feel like that looks more like a donut. So I'm gonna do that. Because you can't really make a sphere have like a circle inside of it. So it's time to play some mind games. Why did I put sprinkles on the glazed donut? Am I crazy? And now we change every single sprinkle that I just did. Oh my gosh, wait, that's kind of eating. And since it's so dark under here, I'm thinking about maybe adding like LED strip around the edge here. So I kind of want this theme to be slightly retro, and I'm thinking for the exterior, since the actual store is finally completed, we can add like a little garden on this side, and then the rest here can be like a patio, and then maybe on this side we can add like a sidewalk, and this is kind of like where the parking could be. I love how I put my decals right where I want the parking to be. Oh my gosh. And of course we can make this out of concrete. We can make the trim of it slightly darker like that, so we can place a few bushes as well as like a few shrubs here and there. And then like I said, on this side it's gonna be the parking, so we'll make this out of like dark concrete as well. And then we can add some like plain marking for the spots, and then we can add these like cylinders to resemble the speed bump. And I feel like adding more gardening around the parking lot would honestly look really good. So I'm just gonna add a few shrubs here and there, and honestly I feel like a few trees as well. Okay, I feel like the parking lot is done. Now I'm gonna focus on the patio. So I was thinking about adding some of these, and then we can also put these umbrellas in the center of them. Then we can add some like outdoor trash bins, no one like throws their trash everywhere. Oh yeah, and lastly I also want to add these wall trims. The exterior is finally completed. So now let's move on to the interior. On this side, I'm thinking about placing the bathroom. What do you mean I can't place it there? What do you mean? Okay, so I'm thinking this area could be like the kitchen and registers, and then the rest inside dining. So we'll make the bathroom and the floor the same, and then of course the kitchen different. Okay, so the image that I'm trying to mimic, it looks like it's all tile, and it doesn't really show like what the kitchen looks like. So I'm just going to do more tile. I'll do the back of the kitchen, it's like regular tile, and then the rest can be, bro, this looks like a huge bathroom. Ew. The rest can be like small color tile. Now we can like work on the counters. I'm gonna do custom counters because I want one counter to be kind of short for like the display and everything, and then the other side of the counter to be a little bit taller, and then we can place a smooth cube on top. So this could be the countertops, and then honestly we could probably add some LEDs at the edge of the counter, and then now we can add our like display cases. What if we add like the wall trims inside? Yeah, let's do that. That looks so much better. And then we can honestly place these LEDs along the edge here as well, and then we can add like another layer to this and possibly make this pink, and then maybe we can add some pink LEDs at the bottom here. I pretty much have like the layout all like figured out. So the first place I'm gonna start in is probably the bathroom. I didn't really think the bathroom through. I'm gonna have to fix the bathroom again due to the fact that I had to literally focus. It took so much brain power. We're just gonna make this bathroom a neutral bathroom. So we'll add this modern sink in here, and then of course like a toilet. Then we can place this round mirror, and then we can place this like elegant plant in the corner here. We're definitely gonna need some toilet paper as well as some like soap. And lastly, for this bathroom we can add a carpet. Now let's work on the dining area, which I'm thinking we can just do, I'm honestly thinking we should do some booths, and then we can add like a restaurant table, and then hopefully there's enough room to add possibly another one. We can add some napkins on each table, and then we can copy these on this side as well. But I feel like we should make this like a corner booth, and then we can make our own custom table by just like adding cylinders on top of each other. And then we can also add another napkin on this table as well. And then for the trash, we can place laminated trash bin, and then we can copy the carpet from the bathroom and put it in front of the door here. And I feel like adding pillars where the entrance is, I feel like would look really nice and kind of like separate everything else while you're entering the restaurant. I feel like the dining area is finished, so now we can work on the kitchen. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the appliances first before I place on any counters, especially the fryers. Since this is a donut place, fryers are gonna be most definitely needed. And then we can also place maybe even a commercial oven, and then we can place like a small like commercial sink on this corner, and then we can add this commercial counter here, possibly a few here in the middle, and then lastly we can place some registers here at the counter along with like a few food bags here. Honestly, no. What if we make, I'm absolutely insane, I sometimes hate it. We're gonna make a Krispy Kreme box inside of the Krispy Kreme box. All I'm doing is literally just placing basic cubes and pretty much mimicking exactly what I did. Oh my gosh, look how adorable that is. Okay, I'm gonna make a few more of those, but of course it looking closed. Okay, now we can add like some spatula racks and stuff, some like dishes under here, maybe an empty dish rack under the sink. And we're definitely gonna need some jars, so we'll place some jars right here along with some oil, and then we can place a painting on this wall, and then we can place some like structurals around it. Oh wait, you're gonna need a sign for the menu. We'll do this for the sign, and I want some more like neon signs in here, so I'm gonna add of course this open sign, and I guess we can add like some spooky neon lights in here due to the fact it is Halloween. The build is finally complete, so let's take a tour. So here we have the exterior of the Krispy Kreme. You can tell it's very like retro themed, and I just love how the gardening came out, and especially the box. I think the box came out phenomenal, but as soon as you walk inside, you're immediately blinded with all this neon light, and I think this retro vibe really came out amazing for this Krispy Kreme. And of course you can go ahead and see a small replica of Krispy Kreme inside of the Krispy Kreme store. And then of course here's the display cases of the register. You can also see that in the back here, I did kind of also add some flour and kind of placed it everywhere to resemble them making the donuts. Of course, if we keep looking towards the dining area, we have a bunch of booths in here. And then when we walk into the bathroom, this is what the bathroom looks like. I think my favorite part about this is the small little replicas of the Krispy Kreme box. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Voxel out.